Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is our Gage of Loading Snacks along with the homie Sin.
That's right.
And we are coming to you to talk about the Xbox briefing from Gamescom 20.
2015.
Yes, sir. Which
Yeah.
happened this morning, 10 o'clock our time. I don't know what time in Germany.
Nah, I
But
don't live out there, so I don't know about
Gamescom
that.
takes place, yeah, in Cologne, Germany.
Right.
Um,
Cologne, I bet they
and
smell nice out there.
yeah, so we got to see some really good goods. I mean, we got a heads up coming out of E3 that we were going to see, you know, some new stuff we hadn't had a chance to see, and
Some
we
of the
knew
big
what some of
hitters
those
that we were missing, right?
So without, backtracking too much or holding up the train, we're gonna jump right in. Um, let's just talk Scalebound off the break.
Woo! Please, let's talk about that. That thing
Now
made me tingle inside.
we're gonna put an asterisk next to Scalebound because Sin brought to my attention that for whatever reason we've been calling Scalebound Dragonborn. Maybe it's
For some reason.
I don't know what, but we so sorry.
We apologize for that. Because I know in the last episode we were really dragonborn it up in that thing. And
Probably used it the whole time.
the whole time. We never used the word scale one time. And I don't think we used the word born one time.
That's just one of those side effects of there being dragons in the game. But
Yeah. We apologize for it.
see some live gameplay footage.
Yes, we did.
What did you think of the footage?
It reminded me. I like what I saw. It reminded me more so of like Final Fantasy 15, like with
Okay.
the big dinosaur out there. You run around a big open mass area, and even Xenoblade Chronicles coming out. That's kind of like what I felt seeing it. I like what I saw. I like the fact that the very big, massive dinosaur that seems like his partner and friend
Dragon. Yeah.
was out there putting in some serious work.
Yeah,
Unlike
taking command.
Yeah, like unlike other AI companions that I see in games and even play with, where they're more like a distraction. They don't really be. They do damage, but not so much. Like you're supposed to do most of it.
Right.
He was out there killing and slaughtering, and you're out there doing your thing, killing a bunch of people too. Like it just seemed like they really worked well together, and I really can't wait to get my hands on it and see what it's all about. Like that really got me excited for seeing what they're bringing to the table.
I agree. This is a game from Platinum Games.
Yes.
Microsoft put some money behind it. When we hear Platinum Games, we automatically know we're getting some action.
That's right.
So Platinum Games being behind action games like Bayonetta,
Yeah.
we know exactly what we're gonna get.
Vanquish, it was behind too, which was pretty dope. Short but dope, yeah.
Yeah. So this is really their first attempt at an open world game.
Yeah.
So I will say that while I like what I saw, I think the game looks beautiful. I didn't quite see I can see like the beginnings and the makings of some ridiculous type combos.
Right.
But we didn't see a whole lot of characters on screen at any one time. Plus you get the dragon. I saw, the main character put in a little effort, as far as that was concerned. I wasn't real happy about, maybe the way the translation was done. Like the character seems a little, I don't know, he seems a little extra. But I was excited to hear the announcement of 4-player co-op.
Yeah, I didn't get to see how it worked, but we know it's there. So
love good co-op. Yeah, it was kind of the last little tidbit of information they gave before they jumped off stage, and they did a separate trailer for it, and it seems like it's something that's completely separate from the single-player game. Like they're two different things.
Right, probably like a multiplayer mode or something like that, a co-op mode or something.
But it sounds to me like we're going to be facing off. Like when you in the trailer, you actually hear the main character say, "Hey, the 4 of us against you by yourself. That seems unfair." Blase blah. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I'm extremely amped for it. I did like seeing this little. He changed it to his little mode at the end of the trailer. And did that little vicious move and flew over there and stabbed the big cricket or whatever it was. It was fighting. The dragon was fighting at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end. Like I wasn't really expecting that so much. That piece of that little fight where it was kind of like something jumped out that was as basically big as the dragon.
Yeah.
And they teamed up to double team, you know.
Like he was throwing like mines on it, and they exploded. Then the dragon was doing that vicious Dragon Ball charge for like 5 minutes.
Right. When he did that thing, when he was like, okay, let's finish him, and you get the chance to see him. I mean, the fight was kind of uneventful in terms of like, you know, I can tell they were just trying to move through it, so you got a chance to see them do that kind of stuff. So, but being able to do something like that from a co-op standpoint, I'm very interested in seeing like if they give you any flexibility with creating your own characters or what kind of, you know, customization there is.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. It has to be simple, or we all going to play the main character Drew, like with different colors, like old school style.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be dope.
And I believe it's slated for a holiday 2016. So we got a ways. We do know that IGN is highlighting it all month, so we're going to get a lot of news coming out about that this month, so stay tuned because we're going to give it all to you.
Yeah, I mean, there's still stuff coming over the next couple of days, you know, about that stuff alone. So, you know, having said that, again, you know, for me, it's kind of like, well, now, what else do they have to show? Because I know they said it was going to be playable. Like, a lot of this stuff they showed is going to be playable on the floor. So I'm interested in hearing some of the impressions from people who are actually there. Agreed. And I'm just a little jealous that I'm not. But
agreed. But that's all right though. We're gonna get there.
Drugs sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's no doubt about that. So having said that, let's talk a little bit about Quantum Break.
Yeah.
We got our first real chance to.
We got what we wanted.
Yeah, well, we got to see new gameplay.
Yeah, we did.
We got to see an actual live action from the TV show portion of it. And we got the announcement that Shawn Ashmore, who most people probably know, like within our community, as being Iceman from the X-Men movies.
Yes.
And then Dominic Monaghan, who is in Lord of the Rings, but he also... in like the Wolverine Origins movie, he played the guy that could control lights and electricity. Like, you should know him from there too. Are starring in this movie, right? So to speak. So I think that's what I saw. We were playing with Shawn Ashmore's character. He's playing a character called Jack Joyce. So he appears to be, I guess, the brother of the other character that we've seen so far. So, but I thought that was interesting that we're playing with another character that seems to have abilities that are like this, the first character we saw play from, like at last year's Gamescom, but it looks like maybe their abilities differ a little bit. They both have control over time. And we can see that there's stuff about the first time machine creation and the mechanics, but like what it looked like in actual gameplay with him walking through and seeing like time shift and change like on the spot looks absolutely amazing. Like, absolutely amazing.
I think Remedy has a hit on their hands. And I like with the live action movie, like how you play as the hero, but the show seems to focus more on the villain. Like you watch, I guess, his progression and how what's going on with him through like the live action show stuff and all that kind of stuff. He seems to be the focus of that, and then you're playing the other side when you're running through the game and all that kind of stuff, trying to stop him from doing whatever he's doing. Right, interesting to see how they're going to actually pair up when we actually get our hands.
I'm losing you a little bit. You're going in and out a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying like how it's interesting that they are using the bad guy to tell the story in like the live action. And you play as the actual, you play as Iceman, for lack of better words, to go through the actual, and whoever else as the, character going through the actual story with the gameplay and everything.
Right.
And my speaker's about to cut out. We're not about to have that right now. Right back. I'm not having it.
Ray say, you're going in a little bit as it is. Then we also got to see Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
So,
can't wait.
Got to see gameplay, which we were pretty sure we were going to get a chance to see. Big news for this was 100% destructible environments.
And I think that is the
them saying using the power of the cloud. Huh?
No, I was saying I think that's the one thing.
I'm losing you.
I'm thinking that's the one thing added to it that would take Crackdown to the next level.
Yeah, I mean that's what it needs. Them basically again saying we're using the power of the cloud to give you like 20% more processing power, 20 times more processing power than you could get out of the Xbox One by itself, in order to make these environments 100% destructible. We haven't heard anybody talk about using the Xbox power to cloud in a long time. It's been like
this
2 years since
this been the first.
about that. And the only other time we hear about that cloud is like with Forza, and we really haven't heard a lot about that, but we know Drivatars are consistently being used, and we know that they use it for that. So I'm excited about Crackdown. I hope that they take it a little more in the direction of Crackdown 1 as opposed to Crackdown 2.
I agree 100%.
That they're able to vary the missions and stuff enough to keep you on it. That's, I think that the thing that kept you, like the mission structure got very, very repetitive, but you kept playing because you had to get those freaking orbs, man. And they started off the trailer today by showing him run off a rooftop and grab a orb. And I was like, well, what am I going to do?
Yeah, I do hope they fix something is the climbing mechanics. That's my one big concern. That was always a struggle in the last two. I just hope they really fine-tune those climbing mechanics in this one. And like I said, take it back to more so how they did with part 1 and part 2. And with that 100% destructible environments, oh yeah, Crackdown is going to be crack when it comes out, straight up.
No doubt.
Straight up.
No doubt. Since we just talked about the power of the cloud, Forza 6, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is going to be the best racing game ever made. And I'm gonna say that because watching the trailer and listening to this Formula One racer literally say like, yeah, I sit in $1 million simulators on a regular basis, and none of them actually take into consideration like rain. And this is a person who just won a major race on a wet track. And like, what's crazy is that we've always had options in a lot of racing games, but specifically even in Forza, to do things like change out the tires from like completely flat tires to different treads and things like that. But truth of the matter is, like, treads on a tire are really designed for displacing water, and you really haven't needed that in a racing game. This is going to change that. Plus night racing with like nothing but your headlights to guide you, like this joint is going to be.
That's I think, and with them adding in like way more cars, it's like 450 different cars that they have in this game. Then oh my god, it's gonna be a problem.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I gave up trying to get all the cars in games like that years ago. Like, try in this. No, I might try to get all the cars under like one banner. Like I might try to get like all the Toyotas, like maybe not Toyotas, but you understand what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
But no. But you know, this is at launch. Like, you know, they're just gonna add more cars.
DLC packs, they're gonna come out the whole year. Yeah, like they're not gonna stop coming out. Yeah,
it's gonna be bananas.
And that's between the paid.
So we also got to see a trailer from Homefront, the Revolution.
Yeah.
Really? Which looked really good, and you know, Homefront has had kind of a sketchy background in terms of its development. Like, I want to say that Homefront originally, I think it was THQ, and then THQ went under, and like, so it got picked up by somebody else. So Deep Silver is doing this game, and I got some love for Deep Silver. Saints Row, you know what I'm saying? The game itself looked good. We just kind of saw a trailer. We didn't see gameplay. We did see some gameplay.
Right.
But it was more multiplayer gameplay. But I did like that they took the time to show it and then to actually announce that we're going to get Xbox is getting an exclusive co-op multiplayer beta coming this winter. The game's not due to come out until next year, but this winter we're getting an exclusive co-op multiplayer beta. And I think that's pretty cool because I would like to see what their intentions are with co-op and the fact that this is an open world first-person shooter. I think it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the concept of the game. I like the way it's looking. It's something I'm glad that they took the time to show. Like, we didn't even put this on our radar of this being shown at Gamescom.
Really.
And I'm very glad because I like the original thing I saw of it last year at E3. So having some new news on it, keeping it fresh. Looks like it's coming out next year. I can't wait to get my hands on the beta. It's officially on the radar. Got a pin in it. I can't wait for it. Especially to check out that multiplayer beta to see exactly the co-op thing, forming your own cell, trying to take down, people coming in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Move. You're my foot. Move.
Right. I feel you.
What else we got?
Well, Halo 5. You know what? Before we get into Halo 5, because there's some extra to talk about Halo 5. Let's talk about Rainbow Six Siege for a second. All we really saw from Rainbow Six Siege was a new trailer.
Right.
But that was kind of enough for me.
Yeah, I know enough of the game.
Do you agree?
I'm good. It's right around the corner. Like, I know about Terror Hunt. I know about, everything else you've announced. Great to see some of the stuff they showed in the trailer, but I'm good. I know enough. I got enough information processed. Just put it in my hands at this point. Like, I'm ready to. I'm sold. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get in with my squad back from Vegas 1 and 2 and put in that work. That's what I'm waiting for right now. It's been too long since we had a Rainbow Six in our hands. I'm ready for it. Right?
Like it's actually time.
Yeah.
Like it's time.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, let's talk a little bit of Halo 5.
Okay.
Because we didn't get a new. I thought we might play a trailer. We didn't.
I know. I did too. Right.
But we got some more information. We got the chance to see a new multiplayer map. We got to see Coliseum, an arena map specifically. And we got to see. Well, we got the announcement of the Halo Championships, the Halo World Championships. It's going to have like $1 million prize.
And it starts.
So that's major because they made some, when they showed the new map, they showed some of the tweaks they made specifically for esports. And stating that like esports is actually a major thing for them. It's something that they want to go after. And I mean, I just think it makes sense. I mean, Halo is kind of at the forefront of pushing a lot of the, I want to say, that competition. There's a lot of PC games that do it or have done it, but comparatively speaking, the console like competitive market or that area, Halo had a lot to do with making that as strong as it is.
It did. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely think worth looking at, worth exploring. I'm glad that they're kind of going that route. It's not for me. Like, I'm not even about to come close to winning $1 million playing
nada
anything Halo.
Nah.
But I will be happy.
Yes,
I will be extra happy to.
For those Halo players who are looking to get into it, it starts this winter, so you might want to look around and find your entry forms and get in there and let us know who you are so we can follow you and support you. Hey, show a little love.
Right. Well, they did also announce a 1 terabyte Halo 5 Guardians bundle.
Yeah.
I think the console looks great. I think it's the best.
It looks.
I think the console
I just want the joystick. I just want the joystick. It looked like the D-pad was glowing on the joystick. I want the joystick.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. But it wasn't an Elite joystick. That's what I'm waiting for, is them to be like, nah, we're gonna put out a Halo Elite, version joystick, whatever. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Like,
right.
Do that, please. I thought that was cool. EA made a brief showing at the they have their own conference. That should be coming up, but yeah, they made a brief showing at the Xbox conference to talk about FIFA. Not my thing, but clearly the biggest game in the world, one of the best-selling games in the world, period, across all platforms.
Say it.
Microsoft and EA have a partnership with EA Access, which I think is pretty cool. Gives you games for free as long as you're paying. I say free, but really, you can pay $35 for a whole year of access to it, and you get these games that you can play.
Right.
Once they make them available, you get a 10% discount on the games themselves when you buy digital.
Right.
10%, discount on DLC. They also announced, of course, that Legends will be exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah.
And so that's a big deal because FIFA is so heavily played by so many people worldwide. And we know that Microsoft needs to make a bigger push. Matter of fact, Phil Spencer said like a week ago in an interview that like they need to make a bigger push to have a bigger, stronger presence in Europe.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of saying, look, Japan is probably a lost cause. It is what it is. We'll do what we can, but that's that.
And I've told you before, like when I used to work at GameStop, how FIFA, that's why I learned FIFA cannot be stopped, because they didn't care what year FIFA it was. It could be 2002. You cannot keep it on the shelf in that store I was at. Like, it was crazy. As people would trade the old ones in, somebody would be in the line like, oh, I'll take that off your hands. I get that. Like, FIFA's untouchable, like, period, in gaming. And yeah, I do know, I think I saw that they're releasing FIFA bundle.
So they have a FIFA bundle. It looks blue. It looks kind of like the Forza. I mean, look, so they got a Forza bundle. They got a FIFA bundle, a Halo bundle. I don't think that the FIFA bundle was the 1 terabyte though. I think it was just the regular one.
Point is Microsoft is getting ready for the holidays.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
They're ready to move these units.
So look, then they brought Mojang up on stage.
Right.
Which obviously Minecraft, we got a little bit of information about the release of the Minecraft for Windows 10 beta that released. And that they're going to continue to support that and push that and what have you. But we also get good information that, in the background, they've been working on a new game. And that new game is called Cobalt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-player co-op, side-scrolling action adventure. There's a trailer for it. Just go to the Loading Snacks Facebook page and look for the trailer for Cobalt. But it's coming out this year. So that makes another exclusive that's coming to the Xbox One this year.
And I believe it's couch co-op
that we ain't know about.
I believe it's couch co-op too.
I can't recall seeing whether it was or not, but I was probably typing while the trailer was playing. I don't recall seeing that specifically, but it would be nice if it has it. But I'm sure that there's online co-op as well.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's just, it's good to know that that Mojang, that Microsoft didn't buy Mojang just to have them push out Minecraft thing after thing after thing after thing. We can see more from them. I'm sure that they have more ideas and other things.
Yeah. Even though Minecraft can't be stopped, right? But it's good to see that they're working on other stuff, right?
But you also, you also bear in mind that, as much as what's going on with Minecraft, that this, like when the gentleman came on stage, I'm not even going to try to say his name because I will destroy it. But when he came out on stage, he said, me and, as the lead designer, at Minecraft, like me and 2 of my buddies have been working on this game, and this game is coming. So there are tons of other people besides those 3 dudes. You know what I'm saying? And there certainly could be other things in the pipeline coming from them that also are not Minecraft. And some of it may bank on how well this does or doesn't do or whatever. But again, I just think it's good to see that there's something else happening and that their creativity isn't going to be stifled by the fact that Minecraft is so big and Microsoft owns them and, of course, can use them as a cash cow, because we have to keep in mind that Minecraft is one of the ways that Microsoft makes money off of other consoles.
Right. Very true. Very true.
We got a new Dark Souls 3 trailer.
You know what? I want you to tell them about that. I'm not going to burn the house down. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
You don't burn the house down. So look, Dark Souls 3 trailer. Look, listen, don't hate me, Click Clack. I'm not a big Dark Souls fan. It's cool. I understand the phenomenon for what it is. We did get a new Dark Souls 3 trailer at E3. This was a different trailer. It had some of the same elements, but this was a different trailer. And again, it's just good to see that there is support for Microsoft from third parties. One of the things that Phil Spencer said recently was that he is making a very strong effort towards first party, getting first party studios and bringing in first party exclusives, and not really focusing so much on third party exclusives anymore, which I think is just another one of those things that says, look, as a gamer, Phil Spencer is the right person to have in place leading Xbox as head of Xbox, because as gamers, it's one thing to shout and rejoice when your console of choice or preference, or the one that you do have or whatever, get some kind of exclusive content or whatever. But it's another thing to be on the receiving side of that. And it goes back and forth. But it is not a good feeling, I'm sure, if you are exclusively an Xbox player, to know when you're not ever going to get Street Fighter V. And, you know, having certain things that come out DLC that are timed, I think that's why we see things like that from Microsoft. That you know, Phil Spencer for a long time has said, look, I'm not trying to tie anybody down. Like, I want studios to be able to do what they want, because I want gamers to be able to have good games and play good games.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in my mind that doesn't say that Microsoft has the money to tie down Tomb Raider as a full-on exclusive forever. But it's not what the people want. It's not good for maybe for you know, yeah, they got to spend more money to do it. It's good for Microsoft. Maybe it's not as good for Square, you know, or whatever. But being able to announce it, look, in a year from now, if you're a PS4 person, you're still going to be able to get this game and play this game. Again, I think that's just one of those things where it's good to kind of see that buy-in from third party, and I think he's kind of working that angle a different way to kind of keep third parties involved.
I like the fact that he's attacking the first party so hard, because it'll make the console war, quote unquote, better. Like, as we've seen, when one person does one thing, the other person's going to try to find their way to jump on it and do the same thing. So if Phil Spencer's going to focus on first party, you know what I mean? We're going to have a lot more coming out of Xbox with a few, you know, with first party games. PlayStation is eventually going to have to follow suit and do the same thing. And it'll make more reason to go buy those individual consoles. So you won't have so much of the same games on both. It give people more reason to go own both consoles.
Right.
Being a game instead of just one, you know, later down the line. So yeah, kudos.
I think that's dope. Killer Instinct Season 3. I almost said Killer Instinct 3. That would have been wrong.
just a smidge.
Yeah, Killer Instinct Season 3. So a couple of interesting things. One, it's going to come out in March. We know that Killer Instinct is going to be on Windows 10, and any content that you already own for the Xbox One, you automatically get for free for Windows 10. I do like what Microsoft is doing with that, and they did say it. There was a part of the conference where they brought someone out to speak specifically about DirectX 12 and Windows 10 and how that is having an effect on games. And they made a very solid point of saying all of the accessories and things that are being designed for the Xbox One are designed to be compatible with Windows and Windows 10.
Yeah.
And I think that's brilliant. So them coming out and saying, look, yes, Killer Instinct will be on both. Your controllers, your game pads, anything you bought, tournament sticks, whatever, is all going to work across both. And yes, you can play with and against people on both consoles. I think that's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But the big thing...
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to him.
Battletoads is coming to Killer Instinct. Now look, we knew Rare had some things up their sleeves. We knew Microsoft had some things with Rare up their sleeves, and we knew there was going to be some Battletoads news. I mean, at E3, they had a statue that was like 12 feet tall of one of the Battletoads. As of today, you can play with Rash in Killer Instinct. If you bought Rare Replay or you have purchased content for Killer Instinct, you can play with Rash right now in Killer Instinct. Now, it sounds to me like we might get the other two Battletoads too.
Maybe. Well, they also have those type of those characters like how Mortal Kombat does with the guest characters. So you're right. Yeah. Maybe the other two will come later down the pipeline.
Yeah, I think the other Battletoads will come when Season 3 kicks in.
Right.
But I'm very interested. Look, one of the things Killer Instinct has done very well with the past two iterations is be very good about like month to month releasing like a new trailer that then gives you a hint of what the next character is going to be at the end of that trailer. But at this point, we have pretty much seen all of the characters from the Killer Instinct franchise. Almost. Like, there's like Idol. Is like the boss from...
I was actually going to say, like, kudos to Killer Instinct for having a Season 3 and it being successful up to now and using that method to release characters and everything. Like... Yeah. I have to tip my hat to them. Like I wasn't necessarily feeling it at first, but it is a business model that is working very well for them, and it's keeping that game alive and strong on the Xbox forefront. So
I would like to see others follow suit. Like I like the idea of it being piecemeal. Like if you don't want all these characters, don't buy all these characters. Buy the characters you want, play with the characters you want, and if you want them all, buy them all. You know, at a discounted price. But I just think. I don't know. I like it overall, but I'm very interested to see what the new characters are going to be like. They're going to
introduce already that we know from the Killing franchise. So Season 3 is mostly going to be new people.
Yeah. And so the question is, are we going to get other guest characters from other franchises? And that's for another show. Like, I do think we should.
Right.
That's for another show. I mean, there's Battletoads. But if you try to put Banjo in that thing, I'm going to be upset.
Conquer, let's go.
I might not be mad. Yeah, don't do that. But I might not be mad if I saw Joanna Dark show up and do some tactics or something. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. Couple of things for ID at Xbox.
They had a lot. They had a big show at ID at Xbox. They had a lot to talk about. Yeah, they had a lot of content.
Yeah, I mean, more than we're going to go over right here, right now, for the sakes of what Hangout is. But a couple of key points I want to make. Sheltered.
Okay.
Is coming to Xbox Game Preview today.
It's actually available right now. I saw it myself when I got home and I logged on.
Yeah, I mean, so at E3, Microsoft announced that they were going to start doing Game Preview, which essentially is early access. It's something that people who play games on computers are used to with Steam. You know, it kind of allows them, you know, on a console to get in and start playing early and have a bigger effect on changes made to the game and the way the game is when it's final. And it's been very successful.
It's like a beta without having to sign up, basically.
Yes and no. I mean, you pay for it though. Like you can get access to
there's the free version, then there's the paid version.
Right, but you pay for it, right? And then you have early access, and it just keeps updating and updating and updating, which is very cool, I think. And so they've had a lot of success with the two games they tested, and they had a lot of developers. They said reach out to them. Hundreds of developers reach out to them once they made that announcement at E3, and so we know that there's more that are going to come. They announced a couple others besides Sheltered. I just felt the need to speak on Sheltered because they made it available today.
Right.
The other thing, though, that stood out to me, because this has been one of the most viewed games on Twitch. My friends on, you know, Xbox Live and on Twitter and whatever won't stop talking about it. This Ark Survival Evolved, which is like...
That thing looked dope.
It's, you know, a survival game where you can take over and control dinosaurs and whatever. Like, the game itself is coming to Xbox One. that announcement in and of itself was a big deal. But they also announced that that game is going to come to game preview this winter. So wanted to kind of get that out there and speak on that a little bit. I know that there'll be more information. We'll probably get more information like that as it goes on. And that mostly does it for games. There's definitely other stuff.
Yeah.
Again, go to facebook.com/loading snacks, and you can see I posted all of the trailers, and Sin and I both posted all day.
We was working. We was working hard. So there's a lot of work trying to avoid phone calls, like whatever. I got to post this. I got to post this Halo stuff. I got to post this Lord Crow stuff.
But now we're going to talk a little bit about hardware. And so the first thing I want to bring up.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. Yeah, I need you to catch me up on this because he was going way too fast.
No doubt.
I'm getting a phone call, so I couldn't catch all of it. You know what I mean?
Look. I'm friends with him on Xbox Live, Mike Ybarra. And
tell him to have a Coke and a smile, relax a little bit next time.
His Xbox Live name is Quick.
Quick. Okay, now that explains it.
Yeah. Now he was going a little fast, but big announcements. So we haven't heard Microsoft talk much about the entertainment side of things in quite a while. The whole TV thing and passing TV.
Everything's been focused game heavy. Everything's been game heavy focused lately, right?
Yeah, they've been very game focused at their conferences. We did get small announcements like around E3 that they were adding like a TV tuner and things like that for certain regions and that kind of stuff. So you didn't have to have cable. You could get a TV tuner and add an antenna and still watch TV through your Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And we had speculated that this was going to come, but they have expanded on the idea of game DVR, and now you are getting a fully functional DVR for television through your Xbox One.
Yeah.
You can go into the Xbox One guide. You can schedule recordings. You can remotely set up recordings. You can stream your DVR recordings to any Windows 10 device. You can even make the choice to download your DVR content from your Xbox One onto a Windows 10 device so you can take it with you and watch offline. It's not gaming, but it's incredible.
It actually is. That's gonna impress a lot of people and do a lot. That's gonna be big this holiday season.
I mean, look, I do recognize that there are a lot of people who are cutting the cord. It's happening. There's no doubt about it. But I'm going to tell you that the popularity of people who want to watch stuff, like the beauty of the internet is that you get info right away. The downside of the internet is that you get info right away. So somebody like you, Sin, who has to bob and weave to avoid spoilers, right? Because this is not a regular TV thing for you. This stems back to old episodes of anime. Like, I'm wait so I can watch the whole thing so I'm not stuck with cliffhangers.
Yeah. But
me, on the other hand, it's available now. I want it now kind of person. And I have actually started watching. Like, I didn't watch regular TV for a long time. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came back and I was like, I guess I'm going to start watching regular TV again.
Right.
And I have. And it's been worth it. And while I am wholeheartedly behind stuff like Daredevil on Netflix and House of Cards on Netflix and what they're doing with Hulu and Amazon TV and all that kind of stuff, love it. Including new stuff that they're doing where they're not giving you all 13 episodes at one time and they're doing it weekly. I still have, there's still a fond place in my heart for something that is, let me absorb what just happened before I have to go jump into the next episode. Give me the time to actually speculate on what's going to happen in the next episode and soak it all in. I like the idea of being able to come and have water cooler talk or whatever the next day with people. Did you see the episode? Did you see what happened? No, I haven't seen it yet. Don't talk about it. I'm going to go home and watch it. I DVR'd it. I had to work, whatever. And then you come back and you talk with that person about it. Where like with Daredevil, as good as it was, like I binge watched almost the entire thing in one sitting, which is unhealthy. I'm positive is unhealthy.
That's unhealthy. I'm done for it at this point.
But you also end up a lot more with people who like didn't make it as far as you, and like it's harder to track what episode you were on and what you saw in what episode. And so like I'm talking to you about it because you did see some of it, but you didn't see all of it, and I might spoil something for you. You know, there are still a ton of people who live and breathe DVR, and you look at what companies like Dish Network are doing with their DVR and the Joey program, and being able to like watch your TV programs that are on your DVR from like your iPad and things like that. Like this is still a big thing. So I think it's smart, and I'm glad to see it come. Everybody's not going to be able to use it, but guess what? It's free, so that's even better.
Yeah, and I think the on-the-go feature is the best part of it. The fact that you can take it, download to your Xbox, and then move it to any Windows device. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your computer, your phone,
your tablet.
Well, you're the only person I know with a Windows phone, so you can move it to your phone.
I'm not the only person with a Windows phone.
Only person that I know with a Windows phone.
Group.
move it to your tablet. You know what I mean? And just take it on the go with you. Like that's just that's the best part of it to me. Right.
No doubt. So then they also talked about they are bringing back the chat pad for Xbox One controllers. It will be compatible with all Xbox.
I did see that, and at first I wasn't necessarily. I was like, I didn't need it last time. I don't know, but as they got into it and explained the features with the new one, I was like, I might have to actually go out and go get this thing now.
Yeah,
so they have like buttons on it that allow you to upload off the fly, upload like your videos and your screenshots, all that kind of stuff off the fly. Like, yeah.
So in direct competition with what Sony did with their controller out the gate, just put a share button on a controller.
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Microsoft had what was equivalent or was just as easy if you have a Kinect. But now there are so many people who don't have a Kinect that trying to do it by double tapping the jewel and then moving over, like it just
right.
It's still clunky, and it will get better because again, at that same point with hardware, they talked about, you know, coming in like November with the update and the new functionality with the Windows 10 going basically to the Xbox and how that's going to work. You know, I just think this is a cool thing. Yes, it's an additional piece you have to buy in order to be able to take advantage of it. But again, now that we're getting to the point where the Xbox will be able to play with people who are on a PC, being able to type, to chat with people, I think is going to start becoming something that matters. And even though they're adding keyboard and mouse support, having the
people like me and you who I prefer my controller. I'm just that's how I am. I prefer my controller to my keyboard. I get it. I've been on both ends of it. I understand. But like you just said, having that chat pad connected to it and now being able to play with PC people, now I got a way to communicate a lot faster. Than going through that mode, which will help out a whole bunch.
Whole lot. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. The other big announcement that came out of that, I hope I'm not missing anything though, was back compatibility is going to hit in November.
Yes, it is.
The general public. Again, you and I are in preview programs, so we've had the chance to experience it already. And it works well. I don't have any issues with it at all.
No. Only issues we have is give us the games. That's it. Like it works well. We just need the games to play that we want to play. That's all.
But something we also talked about, which we knew kind of had to be coming down the pipeline, all future Games with Gold games for 360 will be available as backwards compatible games. They will all be backwards compatible. So if you get rid of your 360 and you go to an Xbox One, you trade it in, whatever it is, download that game. Even if it's a 360 game, you will still be able to play it. It just means there are more games coming for you as a gamer, and I think that's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely. Right?
Yeah. So it was a big deal. And that pretty much wraps it up. That's pretty much everything that was discussed or talked about. Again, there was a little bit more that we missed, but you can.
And there was stuff that came out afterwards too, as well. Like I noticed you posted to the Facebook page to talk about and all that kind of stuff. So definitely go check out the Facebook page. There's plenty of stuff on there we got posted for y'all. Definitely.
Check that out. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at Loading Snacks because everything we post to the Facebook page automatically goes to the Twitter account.
Right.
Follow us on Instagram. We'll post pictures of what we're doing, what we're playing. If you go to the Facebook page, I did just post. Xbox did finally post to their YouTube page the entire
briefing.
The entire briefing. You also can obviously watch it through the Xbox if you want to, which works just fine. But you also, if you do it, if you don't have an Xbox yet, or you don't want to do it through your 360, you can do it,
Right.
through you.
Right.
So, real quick before we go away, what are your overall impressions? What do you grade it? Can you give it a grade? What do you think? How'd they do?
I think they did good.
Yeah.
They kept it. They've kept what they've been doing, keeping stuff game focused. But then they threw out their hardware stuff. Knowing we got things coming down the pipeline. Knowing they hit us with the Halo Wars announcement that, let's be real, nobody saw coming whatsoever, which was cool. Like I think overall they did a good job.
Halo Wars 2 is coming. We didn't talk about that.
Nah. So you understand what I just said? Halo Wars 2 is indeed coming from 343 Studios.
Next year. They're working with
so we definitely put the trailer up on the Facebook page, so go check it out. No, I think overall they did a good job. Like the stuff we wanted to see looked good. I'm anticipating all of it. Stuff I wasn't expecting, like I said, like the whole front trailer, all that kind of stuff, like looking good, got me more amped for it, announcing co-op and all that kind of stuff. I think they did good overall.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I think they did good overall. And matter of fact, I like the new Tomb Raider gameplay that they showed.
I did too.
Picking up stuff in like bottles and all that kind of stuff and using them as distractions or to just shank somebody.
She hit Slim in the back of his head with that bottle, and I thought, well, good chance I'm just gonna carry some bottles around. When I see a bottle, I'm probably gonna pick it up.
Busted the bottle of his head and then stabbed him with the shotgun.
But taking the arrow and marking one dude, marking the second dude, and her grabbing the arrow and putting it in there and dropping like. I don't know if you want this, Stephen A. Mel. I don't know if you want this.
Hey, yes.
I have this thing on wrap.
Yes.
I thought it was really cool, man.
I think Xbox had a very, very good showing at Gamescom, and I'm looking forward to give us the rest of the week. So.
I think it was an excellent backup to E3. E3 was all about what's happening this year. I thought all of what we were going to get from Gamescom was going to be about what's happening next year, but it even snuck a couple things in that we are in fact getting this year. Some of them just in game previews, some of them actual games like Cobalt. But I think they've done a great job of saying, look, here's consoles you're getting this year. Here are games you're getting this year. Buy a game this year because we've got a solid lineup ready for you for next year.
And that lineup next year is going to be mean. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt. And their competition is going to be heavier next year too. So got to be ready. You know what? I give it a solid A. Like if I had to put a letter grade on it, I would give it a solid A. I think it was a great showing, and now I'm looking forward to what happens the rest of this week, seeing what happens at Paris Games Week. I know they're not doing anything at Tokyo Game Show, but Sony is. We'll see what Sony does with that. And then at the end of the year, Sony follows up with the PlayStation Experience, the second annual PlayStation Experience. So we get a chance to see that too.
Yeah, so we got stuff lined up for this year. I'm ready for all of it. Let's go.
No doubt.
Let's go.
Having said that, we're going to wrap this session up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for snacking and hanging with us.
Please.
I'm Gage.
I'm Sin.
And we are out.